At Bo Digital, we like to help our customers tell their unique story. My name is Wayne Stanley, and I'm the owner and founder of Bo Digital, and I'm here to share some of our story with you. When I was a kid, I would go around my grandparents' house and find things of theirs that I treasured, and I would put a tablecloth on their couch, and I would set up my own store. I would sell their belongings back to them, and I guess at that point, that's kind of when I knew I wanted to own my own business one day. Bo Digital is actually named after those grandparents, Glenn Vernon and Shirley Bow. They would be proud of the work that we're doing and the legacy that we're leaving through this company. Bo Digital can help companies of any shape and size, anywhere in the world, with custom marketing work. From logos, websites, social media content, newsletters, and video, we offer the exact custom resources and services that your small business needs. It can be hard for small business owners to spend time on marketing when everything else is calling their attention. That's what we're here for. Your marketing deserves a pro, so be sure to put a bow on it. I am proud that we help companies of all shapes and sizes and budgets of every scope. So be sure to visit bodigital.com so that we can help you with your story today, or engage with us on social media and see what we're all about.
This episode is brought to you by Nick Pate at State Farm. Thanks, Nick.
I'm Kayla Keith, and this is Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a young college girl on her way home from work on campus that went missing and hasn't been seen since.
College campus missing person again.
I know.
I feel like we've had a lot of them.
It's a dangerous place.
Man.
College is dangerous.
I loved college.
I know.
I loved college.
I did. We both went to Taylor University in Upland.
Very cozy little campus.
Very tiny. Lots of cornfields. One ice cream store.
One loop.
One gas station. It was really tiny. Really tiny, y'all. But we loved it. Actually, our second born is named Roman Taylor.
It's true.
After Taylor College.
Good times.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
Taylor University.
If anybody listens to Missing Midwest from Taylor.
Oh, dude, I'd be pumped. If you're a student at Taylor University, hit me up.
Heck yeah.
Hit me up. That's awesome.
We literally were just saying last week that we have to take the boys over to Taylor and walk the loop and show them where we were at.
Yeah.
Any announcements? We have anything?
Merch is always available. Our $5 subscription is going to get you access to 75 exclusive episodes. We've got so many, just like huge cases that we've done.
Yeah.
We just finished up a brutal run of serial killers. So if you're real sick and twisted, this is the time to pay your $5 and warp your mind a little deeper.
The worst serial killer that we've covered, in my opinion.
When you were leading into the series, and your number one, or the first, not your number one ranked, but like your first episode was
Robert Hansen,
and that was bad. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty creepy. And then I knew about Israel Keys, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty creepy. But like, I just kind of assumed that was like the par that we were going with. Like, David Parker Ray was the worst.
He was honestly just another level. Like, it's, we talk about murders and stuff, and different level David Parker Ray.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. So if you want to hear the craziness of that case, you can subscribe. $5 a month. You'll get David Parker Ray and a whole bunch of other ones.
And it's super messed up.
You'll just be so entertained.
I will say I stand by the episode we did a few weeks ago with Israel Keys is worth the $5 alone, just because there are so many cases that he's a potential suspect.
Well, you'll just never, if you hear the Israel Keys episode, you'll never hear a missing person case
and not think about him.
Yeah, you'll never listen to it and feel the same.
It's like when you look at it, it's like, was he alive during this time? He's a potential.
Today, let me just, little spoiler alert for you.
Potential?
He's a potential.
Man.
Yeah, he was in the state. So
Hate
he's automatically a potential suspect.
Hate it.
So subscribe. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Merch. We got some new Wait a Minute shirts.
True.
They're so cool.
I wore my sweatshirt today. It's not a big deal.
And they're like the whitewashed denim, or not denim, but like whitewashed gray and black, and I love them.
They're pretty cool.
Like the bleached look.
I like it.
Anything else? Oh, we got asked to go speak this week to a high school class.
Shout out Huntington High School.
Shout out Huntington. We got an email from someone one day, and she was like, I listen to your podcast and I teach a high school forensics class, which did not have a forensics class when I was in high school, because I guarantee I would have been there. And she was basically like wanted us to come talk about, they talk about like careers in forensics. And she was like you being a crime podcaster is like, a thing you could go that route with your career. And so we talked to kids. We're old. We were back in high school. It was bad. I felt old.
Hey, you know what?
It's fine. I've accepted it. It is what it is. I've accepted it, but we're old.
Yeah, whatever. I just gonna be like, anybody want to hoop real quick? I'll settle this right now. But moving on.
Johnny still thinks that he's
moving
a
on.
high school athlete.
Easy.
They were nice though. They were cool. It was fun to talk to them.
For sure.
So, you ready for today's case?
I guess it's gonna be better than the ones we did yesterday.
It's honestly, this is.
I'm looking forward to
this is like a palate cleanser from where we came from.
Which is terrible to say because this is devastating to some families. And,
no, but it's not like the terrible things that like happened with David Parker Ray episode.
Right.
Like that was like, and like we said, that's another level. This is just a good old fashioned terrible missing person case. It's still heartbreaking because this girl was like the sweetest and she was so pretty. I just realized that when I'm looking at my notes that I forgot to look up how many Dollar Generals.
I'm on it. Give me a city.
I didn't get the population or the Dollar Generals. What is wrong with me? It's because it's not in the Midwest. It's Saratoga Springs, New York. I'm not of that habit. I only really look up population and
It's what you get for choosing a non-Midwest state.
I know, but I'm on the Israel Keys roll and this name popped up, so I had to follow it.
So the population of Saratoga Springs is 75,000, but they do not have a Dollar General. It's like just outside of the city limits.
Yeah,
is the nearest one. So I don't know what you're
doing up there in Saratoga Springs. How do you live?
I always feel like they have to have like their own kind of thing.
The Dollar General is a Midwest thing, so I'm sure they have like another form of Dollar General.
Yeah,
like I want to know if
Winn-Dixie or something like that.
Yeah, if you're listening, Winn-Dixie's down south, I think.
Yeah.
What do you guys have over there?
Yeah,
I need to know. Tell us.
It's probably gonna be some like random name.
Yeah, I know. That's what, but I want to. They probably have like 13 of them in our city.
Yeah, like we got Harveys.
13 of them in our city.
You redneck Midwesterners don't have Harveys or something like that. Is like probably really think.
Probably. Yeah. What is your Dollar General
equivalent
in New York? I need to know.
And if you don't know what a Dollar General is over there in New York, it's basically like a little like the most convenient of convenience stores. It's not a dollar store. Not everything's a dollar.
No, but yeah.
But like you can get like your basic groceries there.
Yeah.
Like, I need hot dog buns. Got it.
Anything. They have everything. Decorate your house. Buy your stuff for your cookout. Get medicine for your kids. Baby section. I mean, it's everything.
Diapers. Got you.
Okay. So we're going back.
Still not paid by Dollar General. Frustrating.
I know. I can't believe they won't freaking sponsor us.
I've sent emails.
Freaking rude. In April 6th of 1978, Suzanne Lyall was born. Okay. Otherwise known as Susie, okay?
Susie.
She was the youngest of 3 children to Doug and Mary, and she was just like the sweetest girl. She was quiet, just like, I don't even know how to describe her, like just in her feels. Like they said that she would literally, like she was known to like run out of the shower with her hair still dripping wet because inspiration struck her for a poem and she just had to go write it down. Like, does that like give a vibe of her just like, I don't know, in her feels, just vibe check.
The vibe.
Susie.
She's got her own vibe.
She does. She was really freaking smart. Her siblings called her the darling of the family. Basically, just I think everybody just freaking loved her. Like she was just the baby.
Speaking of baby girls, sorry, real quick. Raylan Rose had her first ponytail this week.
Johnny's not okay.
I wasn't ready for it.
I put a little ponytail in her hair.
She just walked right in the middle of me teaching my Sunday school class with my daughter in a ponytail. Not ready for it.
Apparently, I did not know this was affecting you so much that it had to be brought up in the podcast.
Sorry.
But breaking news, our baby wore a ponytail and Johnny's not okay.
It was adorable. Don't worry about it.
All right, can we move on?
Move on.
Susie showed a big interest in computers from like early age. She actually built some of her own computers.
Whoa.
So like I thought that was funny because like we have this like poetic, like artsy girl that's just like vibing, and then this like nerdy computer geek over here too. Like she was all of it. She was
well-rounded young lady.
Everything. She graduated with honors in 1996 from Boston Spa High School. She went to the State University of New York Onetta, y'all. I don't even know, y'all. I don't. But she only went there for a year before she transferred
You're crushing it.
transferred to SUNY Albany because she felt the computer sciences weren't challenging there. She's like,
College is too easy.
Literally, I need a different college because you're taking it easy on me in the computer science courses. And so since she transferred though, this was like, she was closer to home, okay? And she was also closer to her boyfriend. His name was Richard Condon, and they had been dating for like 2 years. He was also a student. He was I actually didn't find his age, but it said several years older than her.
Huh.
They had started dating when they were both still in high school though. Same thing. He was like a computer nerd, okay? But they were just dating in college since high school. So they'd been together for a while. She had 2 jobs while she was in college, okay? She worked at a computer store, and then she worked at another store in the mall. The store that she worked at, it's completely irrelevant to the store. Babbage's store. I honestly have no idea. I guess I can look.
I'm on Google right now. Spell it.
Babbage. It looks like it's a software retailer, apparently. Oh, it's a game store. It's a GameStop.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
It's basically a gamer store in the mall. And so she was working these 2 jobs, going to school full time.
Grinding.
Yeah, she's doing what she needs to do. Living her life. She has roommates, a boyfriend. She's very close with her parents, and she called or emailed her parents and her boyfriend daily.
Okay.
Like they said, they talked to her every day. Mary, the mom, said that she actually spoke to her daughter on March 1st of 1998. And she had complained that she was low on cash and she was just needing to get to her next paycheck. And she said, she offered her money, but she said no, she was fine, blah, blah, blah. So late February 1998 is the year that we were at, okay? Suzanne's manager recalled that Suzanne was really stressed out because midterms were coming up. And she said that she really needed to pass, not really just pass, but like do really, really good on this next midterm. And she was really stressed about it. And she could tell that she was stressed. And so the morning of March 2nd, I said that her mom had talked to her March 1st. Okay. So March 2nd, she had attended her classes until 4 p.m. that day. And after that, she went from the school's campus where she lived to her job in the mall. Okay. Her manager asked her, like, hey, how did you do on your midterm? Because she had been stressing about it. And she said that she thought that she had done okay. But she said she was like very quiet for the rest of the shift. Like she said, she just felt like she was kind of off. And she had stressed that like she needed to do better than okay. So when she said she was like done okay,
bummed about her performance.
Yes. So she said like that's the vibe she got. Like she's not like she said she did okay.
Like she's disappointed.
She's disappointed in this test. So she was working at that store until closing that night, which was at 9 p.m. Okay. Then she got on a bus and she returned to her campus at 9:20 that night. Okay. So the bus driver, he worked that route regularly. That was like his normal route. And he confirmed later that he did see her board his bus that night. Like she was on the bus, but he was not certain when she got off. Like he was like, I can't tell you that she got off at her stop or not on campus like that she normally did, but I know she was on my bus for that night.
I feel like it'd be such a hard position. Like when you interview bus drivers, like I see hundreds of people every day.
I would never blame
like, yes, driver. I recognize that person, but
yeah. And so the bus stop that they're like referring to is like a really short walk to her dorm room. So that's the one that she would have gotten off at.
Yeah.
And he's like, I couldn't tell you. He could only say like with certainty that yes, she was on the bus. And he did say that like, obviously she was at the end of his route. She was not on the bus. So he's like, I know she got on and I know she got off because when I closed up for the night, she wasn't on there. Like, that's all I can tell you.
Right.
Now there was a friend of Susie's that says she saw Susie get off the bus at the Collins Circle stop. Collins Circle was the name of the bus stop by the door, the one that they would expect her to get off at.
Fair enough.
She said it was like 9:45 that night when she saw her get off the bus.
That time's up, right?
Yeah. She like closed the store at 9, got on the bus at 9:20, and then 9:45. she has never been seen since.
Man.
Like that girl that said she saw her that night and the people that were at work, those are the people that last saw her. Like super, yeah, very mysterious. Okay, so there's more to it. Let me just keep going, okay? So the next morning is March 3rd, okay? And her boyfriend, Richard, he was attending a different college in the Albany area, but it was still only like 10 minutes away, but like it was not even on the same campus, okay? He called Doug and Mary, her mom and dad, to tell them that Susie had not returned to her dorm that night and that he thought she was missing. And he said she would either call me or email me after she got home from work every night. And I never heard from her, and she's not answering her calls to her dorm. Like, she's not answering. Her parents later said that, or they pointed out later in like an interview that if he was so worried, like, why didn't he go check on her?
Right. Why didn't you just drive over there?
Yeah. They said it was 10 minutes away from where he was at. And like, if he was so worried all night long, like, why didn't he just go over there? But he never did until the next day when he called them. And so they immediately called campus police to like report her missing. And they were told basically that like, this is not uncommon for college students.
To just dip out?
Like, yeah, they basically were told, like, don't worry. Like, she just didn't come home last night. That doesn't mean she's missing. Like, you don't know what she was doing after work. Maybe she went somewhere else. Maybe she stayed at a different dorm. Like, you don't know. Like, she's calmed down is basically what they're telling her. But the parents were like, absolutely not. Like, this is totally
This is a student that cares about her midterms.
Yes, her dad literally said, she's not a risk taker. Susie doesn't party. She doesn't use alcohol, and she does not use drugs. He was like, this is just so freaking unlike our daughter. And so they actually asked an officer to go to her next scheduled class, and she was not there. And so that was like major red flags for them too. Now her roommates said that she never came home that night. Like, they said that every night, like, they would hear her keys in the door when she would return home, like clockwork. She went to work, she came home, they would hear her jingling her keys, and she would come in and go to bed. And they were like, she never came home that night. So they're like, she didn't come home. So Suzanne's parents call her bank, okay? And they are informed that Suzanne's debit card had been used to withdraw $20 from an ATM at a convenience store called Stewart's Shops. Maybe that's like the Dollar General of the New York. Stewart's Shops convenience store.
Maybe so. Or maybe they just have their own, like, every town has like their own.
Maybe. I don't know.
This is our grocery store.
Yeah. So the Stewart Shop is in Albany, and that is where the $20 was taken out, and it was at like 4 p.m. Okay. Now, this is like 4 p.m. like the next day. Like the day that they've reported.
So like she was supposed to be in her dorm room at 9 p.m. the night before.
Yeah.
Wasn't
like,
there.
so
ATMs.
The next day,
okay.
Like they're called, like, so yeah, like the next
plot
morning,
thickens.
The next morning they get a call from Richard. That's like in the middle of like, she's missing, and they're telling him not to worry. And so then her ATM gets used. Now this $20, that is like on par with Suzanne, because her parents said every time she would go to the bank, she's very predictable. Girl is like routined. She goes to work. She goes to class, you know, and they said she always took $20 out of the ATM. That was just her thing. Like, if she went to an ATM, it was going to be $20. And so they're like, this is her, like, taking her $20 out. They also noted, like, the PIN number that was used was the correct PIN.
Has to be her.
Yeah. So they're like, okay. So now 2 days later is when they finally get some traction with like the local, like the campus police, because the campus police were like telling them like not to worry about this. Okay. But she missed a midterm, and that was when the red flags really started happening. So she had missed that class. And they were saying not to worry about it. And the Lyalls were like, no, we're very worried about it. Like, our daughter takes $20 out of the ATM and she goes to class. That's what she does. And they were like, no, it's fine. It's college. But like after 2 days, that is when, in that missed midterm, that's when campus police really were like, okay, maybe something's up. And so they called in the New York State Police for help here. Okay. And so the Lyalls actually put up a $15,000 reward for information, and flyers started happening, pictures of Suzanne all over campus. They were out looking. Within like those 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of her disappearance, the police looked into over 250 leads that came in. and they searched over 300 acres near that bus stop and her dorm room. They searched a wooded area around the dorm room, and they searched a lake. It was apparently like just across the interstate, like from her campus. They searched that whole lake, and they didn't find anything. Now, the ATM withdrawal is like what was drawing their attention, like mostly, okay? Because
fair enough.
Like this happened after they assumed she went missing, but also the correct PIN number was used, and so they're assuming it is her. Now, when they went to where this ATM withdrawal happened at the convenience store, there was a security camera, but it was like focused on the cashier and not the ATM. So they like couldn't see exactly who was using the ATM when that money was withdrawn. Now, they did see that there was a man who may have used his card at that time, and he was wearing a baseball hat. And so they were like, we need to find this person. Like, not so much that they're like,
good lead. I mean,
just to see what they saw. Like, was it a woman using it? Was it her? Did you see her? Or was it a man? Was a girl like being forced to, like, did you see a woman being forced to use the ATM with a man? Like weird things like that.
When you have nothing, that's something.
They were able to find him and rule him out as a suspect, and he had no information. Like, he didn't know anything. Now, Richard Condon, the boyfriend, he actually said that only him and Suzanne knew her PIN number.
That's a pretty incriminating thing to say.
Yeah. And so they don't know whoever used that card knew the right PIN number. And Suzanne always withdrew $20, according to her parents. So, interesting fact there. Moving on, though.
I don't know your PIN number. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
You do?
I think.
I know yours.
Yeah, because you take it all the time.
I was going to say, always supposed to spend money, so I don't.
Never once used your card.
Oh, good. I'm not going to tell you. It's all the same bank account. It doesn't freaking matter. True. Anyway, her parents. So they said in an interview, or they told police too, that that convenience store that she went to and got that money out, though, that was like on the southeast side of campus, and it was not in a part of the city that Suzanne usually went to. So they were like, it is strange that she would be there, because like it's just not like she's routine, and it's not on her way to work, and that's just not like a route that she takes often.
I mean, I'm feeling like that withdrawal is significant for sure.
Yeah. And so the clerk on duty, they talked to that person, they talked to the people, they found the guy. The guy had nothing to do with it. The clerk couldn't recognize her or anything, and so they had nothing to go on with that ATM withdrawal. Now, the bank also told the Lyalls and the police that according to their records, Suzanne's card was used to make 2 more withdrawals from different ATMs on the day she disappeared, all of which were for $20. One was in the morning near the Collins Circle bus stop, and the other was in the mall, but it was about the time where she would have arrived there for work. And so both had been for $20. So it seemed likely that she had made them all.
Man. So she's still alive. I mean, like, the thought is.
But her mom is like, why would she make 2 withdrawals in one day?
Mental break, maybe? I don't know.
Are you ready to upgrade to the home that fits your family best? Take the first step of that process by giving my girl Stacy Westfall a call. She's partnered with Apple Tree Realty in Howard County, where they have the knowledge and resources to help you reach your goals. Stacy has quickly become a successful realtor in our area, and I am so proud of her. She's not just a friend of mine, she's also a mother and a local firefighter. Buying and selling a house is stressful, and having someone professional and trustworthy in your corner can make all the difference. Give Stacy a call today at 765-461-1243 and follow her on Facebook at Stacy Westfall Realtor. So, there was a convicted rapist who had violated parole, and he was in the area around at the time that she disappeared, and he left the area and went to Illinois like right after Suzanne disappeared, okay? And so they were able to like track him down in Illinois. They interviewed him and they brought him back to New York, but they were able to exclude him as a suspect after talking to him. So because of the bus driver's uncertainty as to where Suzanne might have gotten off the bus that night, they started to like think that maybe she never even went back to campus that night. Like that girl that said she saw her getting off the bus, like it's dark.
Sure.
More than one person gets off a bus. Like she probably only had like a street light to go off of. Like maybe
in like 2 seconds her. To be like, what is that?
Yeah. And so maybe it wasn't her. Like maybe she never even got off the bus at that bus stop at all. Now in May, like 2 months later, her name tag from the GameStop that she worked, it wasn't actually GameStop, Babbage. It was a game shop, game store. Her name tag was found, and it was about 90 feet away from the bus stop in a parking lot. But it was the opposite direction that she would have walked if she was going to her door. Another
just weird freaking thing here.
Which is it? I mean, like, I don't know. It could have been, they were like, that could have gotten lost before she went, like, you know what I mean? Or she could have lost that last week.
True.
Because they couldn't determine how long it had been there.
Yeah.
And they recovered no evidence from it.
I just feel like a responsible person like this isn't losing name tags.
Exactly. Now, another thing that happened, a coworker of Suzanne's came forward from the GameStop that she worked at, and she told the police that Suzanne, about a month before she disappeared, she told her coworker that she thought she was being stalked.
Oh my gosh.
She said that she felt like she didn't know who it was, but she just said that she thought someone had been following her. She said the coworker said that Suzanne honestly didn't appear to be like afraid at all. She just like casually mentioned it. Which like, this is just like sidebar. Like if you work with somebody or you know somebody and they say they think they're being stalked, like get some more information.
Yeah.
Like if somebody
and also
has that
look
concern,
out for your girl. I mean, tell your boss. Like let people know. Like
if somebody has that concern, like there's a reason they have that concern.
Yeah.
Like.
That's not something that people go around saying willy-nilly. Like, there's usually, like, this is...
And you know what? Like, Suzanne might not have been a crime junkie, and apparently neither was this coworker, and they didn't see the red flags and thinking... Like, I know people that don't listen to true crime, and they'd be like, oh, I think somebody's following me. I'd be like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, who is it? Where were they? What makes you think this?
And I mean, I know that's 30 years ago. Like, there's been like 14 movies come out since then, but...
I know people do, but some people really do. Like, people that don't listen to true crime like us and are weird like us.
Yeah.
They would literally just like offhandedly say something like that, or the thought might cross their mind that maybe someone's following them, and they just are like, no, like, I'm probably wrong. I'm overreacting. Like, no. If somebody says that to you, please take notes and ask questions, because like, nobody should be just offhandedly saying, like, I think someone's following me.
Yeah, that's a reason to be concerned.
100% all the time. I will always be the person that overreacts every time. I'm going to be the person that calls the police. I'm going to be the person that asks a million questions. Like, sign me up. That's who I am. Because if somebody has a feeling that they're being followed, like, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And I want to know what makes you think you're being followed, because...
I very much hate that.
Yeah. Now, they never, like, because of this, like, Suzanne never said this to anybody else, and this person didn't ask any questions, so they have no idea who this person is, or who she was even talking about, or why she might have thought that. So
stressful.
So police obviously looked at who?
The boyfriend.
The boyfriend. The husband probably did it. The boyfriend probably did it. Suzanne's boyfriend, Richard. He has never been able to be entirely ruled out as a suspect.
Really?
Yeah. Mary, now, in some interviews, she has said that her daughter on several occasions tried to break up with him, but he always would become emotional and whine and cry, and she would end up staying with him because he sounds like a real freaking baby. After the disappearance, he told the police that Suzanne was his fiance, and her parents were like, well, we talked to her every single day, and she never told us that you guys got engaged.
Wait a minute. That's a problem.
Yeah. Now, I will play devil's advocate and see, like, maybe if your significant other went missing and you were dating and you knew you were going to get engaged, like, they were serious, like, I could be like, we were engaged because you're going to get more, you know what I mean?
I don't think I would have been like, that's my fiance if I hadn't proposed to her yet. In no world.
Are you kidding me? I would. If something happened, if you were in the hospital and I wanted more information, I'd be like, yeah, he's my fiance.
Oh,
Like
in that
to the
scenario?
police, like,
Okay.
yes, we're engaged. Tell me everything you
He
know.
told police that?
He
or-
told the police they were
Okay.
engaged, and I feel like I could see.
I thought you were saying like he was telling like the public in interviews like my fiance.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
He told the police they were engaged, and I feel like I need to like put out there that I probably also would like elaborate a little bit, not elaborate, but what's that word? Like exaggerate our relationship a little bit to like get information. You were like,
he's not like he's telling people to get it.
Yeah,
I guess to me,
but
I
her
thought you meant he
parents-
was going around saying like, yes, we were engaged to be married. Like that's a dumb thing
but
to
her
say.
parents were like, yeah, I don't think you were though, because we talked to her all the time.
Yeah.
And now her mom also said that 2 weeks before her disappearance, her and her daughter were on a trip to see Mary's mother, Suzanne's grandma, and Suzanne on the way home asked if they could stop.
That was the longest.
Oh, it was a really big yawn.
Embarrassed for our listeners. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Where was I at? Oh, Suzanne wanted her mom to stop by Richard's house, because she wanted to give him a Valentine's Day card because it was right around Valentine's Day, and her mom was like, yeah, like that's fine. And she said they stopped. She ran inside. She had the card or whatever, and she said she, came back out in the car and they went home. But then in a different interview, Mary said she wondered if maybe that was a breakup letter. And that was 2 weeks before she went missing.
Dang, on Valentine's Day? Well, it's kind of rough.
It wasn't on Valentine's Day. It was around Valentine's Day.
Still, here's Valentine. Be mine, not.
Please stop being mine. Please stop crying. I'm writing you a letter because you cry every time I try to break up with you, and it's really annoying.
Rough.
So she said that she had noticed some increased tension in her daughter's life, and she thought that maybe Suzanne had met someone else, and that she was trying to like distance herself from Richard. But police never found any evidence of that, and they never found any evidence that she broke up with him that day. That's just her mom like wondering out loud. I'm sure she has wondered about every little thing.
That's hard. Yeah.
Now, Richard had an alibi for the time that Suzanne disappeared. He was alone at home in his wherever he lived, a dorm or an apartment. He was alone, but he was playing video games online with his friends. And his friends confirmed when they were interviewed by the police that like they didn't actually see him, but they said they were playing with him. They said that the moves he was making and the way he was playing was like 100% him, which is that like a thing? Is that like a gamer thing?
I mean,
like, can you tell who you're playing with? Like,
it was like, what is this like?
I don't know. It
late 90s, right?
Did not say what game it was. But yeah, they were like, no, we were definitely playing with him because we played games with, like, you could tell that it was him. But after his initial interview with the police, he refused to talk to them and refused the lie detector test, both of which I would tell any of you to do. Do not take a lie detector test and do not talk to police without a lawyer present. But it looks sketchy now with Richard. Yeah. When I'm saying this out loud about Richard, I'm like, why do you need a lawyer, Richard? But then I would turn around and tell you,
if I was in his shoes, I would
talk without a lawyer.
I can't blame him for that.
Richard seems a little controlling to me. I read that he was in the computer thing with her too, and he had actually set up his computer to where he could access her computer from his computer, which seems controlling.
That's pretty weird.
But my question is, if he's that good with computers, could he have made it look like he was playing the game that night? Like, could he have set it up to where it looked like he was playing the game, but really it was like the computer playing the game?
Or could he have been playing it from her dorm?
Well, her roommates were home.
True.
He has refused to answer questions to the media. In 2010, his mom told in an interview, his mom said he is married and he has moved on with his life. So, go Richard, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Sketchy, though.
A lot of hard things there.
Sketchy rich. In 2005, there was a man named John Reagan, and he was facing trial for a kidnapping in 1993 in Connecticut. He had tried to abduct a female student in Saratoga Springs. He pulled up to her by her high school, and he tried to pull her into his car. This is a really short distance from where Suzanne grew up in her hometown, and they have wondered, her family and her police wondered if maybe he was responsible for Suzanne missing too. But this John Reagan guy, he was convicted in the attempted kidnapping event. But he refused to discuss Suzanne's case with investigators. Like,
Interesting.
when they would ask him about it, he would not talk about it.
Interesting.
Yeah. There was another disappearance of a SUNY Albany undergrad. Her name was Karen Louise Wilson, and she had disappeared 13 years earlier, very close to where Suzanne had last been seen by that bus stop on March 27th in 1985, around 7:20 at night. She was seen getting on a bus, and she was never seen or heard from again. And authorities have said they believe she was kidnapped. There was an unidentified man spotted around the time that she went missing. They've never found any connection between Karen and Susie's case, but like pretty similar and from the same area.
Yeah, that's a long time.
13 years.
That's a long time.
A long time. So I was looking online when I was researching this, and somebody posted this map of the campus, which was like super helpful. And I was like looking at a map of the campus, and like they said literally from that bus stop to her dorm was less than 5 minutes of walking. They said it's open. It's from the bus to the dorm. You have to go through a parking lot, and it's just surrounded by dorm rooms. Like they said, the fact that nobody would have if she would have been kidnapped against her will, like the kicking and screaming and like the commotion would have been noticed, because it was so like such a busy area. And they were like, and that person was like that makes me think that she had to know the person that took her.
And see, like I'm picturing,
she was even there.
This whole time we've been talking about this, I've been kind of like picturing different spots like on the loop where it was to be.
Right.
Like they're all, I mean, to get away with something would be hard. I mean, there's so many people around, and it's all.
And to be honest with you, our campus at Taylor seems like a lot more, based off the pictures I looked at, like even more remote than this.
Really?
And I feel like it'd be hard to get away with it at Taylor.
Yeah.
And this is like in the middle of a city, like.
Yeah.
And so this person like has speculated that like she would have to have known, like willingly got in the car with somebody.
Interesting.
But then you go back to, did she even get off that bus that night? I mean, we have one person that saw her get off the bus at that bus stop. And that was like from a distance and can't be confirmed. And the bus driver is like, I know she was on the bus, but I don't know where she got off.
Yeah.
So the case remains open.
I see the ATM withdrawals for $20.
Yeah. But I mean, that could just be somebody with her thing.
Well, she thinks she gave up her pen before.
Could have.
Man. So can I throw a theory out?
Yes.
Like mental break possibility?
Maybe.
I mean, she was stressed about the midterm. She was
I did read somebody theorize that on Reddit. They were like, I mean, how much pressure was she putting on herself to pass these midterms?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Like, I don't know. It's like a situation where she's still doing things that she would do, but she's not doing other things. Like like, I don't know.
Doug, the dad, died in 2015. His wife is alive, and they did tons of like activism on this case, and like for different laws, and like how soon college campuses and like campus police have to like report things to like the actual like stuff like that. And so there's tons of things, psychics and people that have reached out. One of them, the mom said that over 75 psychics have contacted
That's
her,
a lot of psychics.
which I'm like, I did not know there were even that many psychics around. Like, goodness. But she said that almost all of them have suggested that Suzanne is dead and submerged in water somewhere, which she was like, okay, that's not that far-fetched of a theory, because there's tons of lakes and ponds in this area. She was like, but she said, I will say that every single time she drives across the Crescent Bridge over the Mohawk River between Albany and Ballston Spa, which is like Ballston Spa is like where she grew up. Yeah. Albany is where she went to college. There's like this river, the Mohawk River. Route 9 is the route that she takes. And she said she persistently ever since Suzanne disappeared, this like overwhelmingly like odd feeling when she drives over that river. Yeah. So she like,
that's creepy.
Yeah. And so it's open. It's set. They say it's still active. They continue to follow up on leads. It was on an episode of Disappeared. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. But basically the producer was like, this story stuck out to us because it's just like this wholesome college student who just vanished into thin air one night. And so they quite literally featured her on Disappeared because that is exactly what happened.
Man.
And she just straight disappeared. And as with any missing person, where was Israel Keys? And he was in New York. He was in New York at this time. He was in upstate New York when she went missing. So the Israel Keys theory applies here. And he also, one of his things, he liked to take people's debit cards and take money out.
Yeah.
So with the reason Israel Keys got caught is because he had kidnapped a girl, and before he killed her, he forced her to give him her PIN number, and then he proceeded to make withdrawals using her PIN number from her with her ATM card.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
So in 2018, a New York State police investigator, he said, like, regarding this case, he said, quote, "We believe it's a homicide. Is there a chance she ran away? It's a possibility, but the reality is she's probably been a victim of a homicide."
I mean, outside of a mental break, I don't see her running away.
No.
At least not in the way of, like, never telling her family, you know.
I don't
like,
see her running away at all, honestly. I think she was doing what she always does. I think she stopped and got $20 out of the ATM before work. I think she left work, and she probably was being stalked. And
if you're that routine and you're being stalked, like, it's a matter of time.
Very easy for someone to take you. Somebody knew, yeah, she's very routine, and that's what stalkers do. And they said that it was like about a month or two before she went missing that she said she thought she was being followed. Whoa. So they knew exactly the bus stop. They knew where she was going to walk. And honestly, we say, like, oh, somebody would have noticed something. Like, people can be kidnapped.
There's been a lot of crazy stuff happen in plain sight.
Kidnapped in plain sight all the time.
It's hard to believe, but it happens.
Israel Keys grabbed Samantha
from a coffee
shop, but there was an IHOP next door full of people eating.
Yeah.
And she escaped and ran away, and he still caught her and took her, and nobody saw a thing. So she could have been walking. It was through a parking lot. They said she would have had to walk from the bus stop, cross a parking lot to get to her dorm. Who's to say somebody wasn't sitting in a car and just reached out, grabbed her, and nobody saw a thing? I believe it probably was somebody that was stalking her, honestly.
Me too. That's what I think. That's my leading theory.
Yeah. College campuses are honestly dangerous for stuff like this.
So there's some evidence for, like, a mental break, I think, just because of the pressure, the fact that she was still withdrawing $20 from ATM multiple times. I feel like if somebody, I think I said 3, but either way.
2 the day she went missing, and then 1 the next morning.
And I feel like if somebody would have stolen her debit card, they wouldn't be doing $20 at a time.
That's true.
So I see,
unless they knew that she always withdrew $20 and
because they stalked her
to make sure that they stalked her or they were dating her and knew.
Man,
Richard.
I feel like Rich. I don't know. I get he's kind of a whiner, like attached boyfriend kind of deal, but nothing screams like he killed his girlfriend to me.
Stage 5 cleaner for sure.
Yeah, but like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, especially like she didn't do good on finals. She was bummed at work, not like herself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe she was just bummed and let her guard down that night and somebody took her.
Yeah. Man.
Crazy that she's never been found.
I'm gonna think about this one.
Yeah.
Another college campus one, man. So many.
Yeah. I want to start you're really good at Excel.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just start I would like to be
categorize them all.
Well, I want to be able to categorize these because every time I do a case, I'm like, another college campus or another possible Israel Keys. I want to start sorting them. I need a big board with
all the possible Israel
and,
Keys cases.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. Subscribe. Listen to us more. Come back next week.
I'll see it. This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So will I.
Did you know the Jefferson House of Flowers has been a local Kokomo florist for almost 100 years? Our trained designers make beautiful arrangements for literally any occasion. You can send flowers for any reason. Birthdays, anniversaries, get well, congratulations. The list goes on. We make flowers for funerals, weddings, proposals, and even proms. Let's be honest. Receiving flowers, whether you're at home or at your work, it makes you feel special. You get butterflies and you feel loved, and that's what sending flowers is all about, the feeling that it creates. Call us at 765-452-8269 and let us create something special and send it out for you. Or you can stop in and see us at 4300 West, 100 North Kokomo. We always have a cooler full of flowers that are ready to go, as well as a boutique full of gifts. Shop local, support local, and send flowers.